You are watching ABC 7 News at 5:30.
Welcome back. Hours after Mosaic was denied the opportunity to mine phosphate in DeSoto County, the company was in Bradenton to discuss mining a different property in Manatee County.
DeSoto County said no to a request to rezone approximately 14,000 acres for mining operations, but local commissioners faced different hurdles regarding about 3,600 acres of land in Manatee County. ABC 7's Adam Cellini joins us live from Bradenton to explain what happened at today's permitting hearing. Adam?
Yeah, Scott and Jacqueline, this meeting was about permitting, not as simple as a rezone, or not as simple as saying yes or no to a rezone request like what happened in DeSoto County, but still some residents showed up holding out hope that that decision in DeSoto might affect what happened here today. Ricky Mafera and his wife Debbie have come to countless commission meetings about Mosaic's Wingate mine across the street from their custom home.
It's tough, you know, because I've spent my whole life there. I never even dreamed of ever moving there.
Their neighbor, Garrett Ramey, says the mine is keeping him from obtaining a USDA organic permit for a microfarm. But despite public comment, hand-raising, and groaning, little could be done to stop Mosaic from mining the properties near their homes.
It isn't before us today for permit. It's already been permitted.
Commission Chair Betsy Benak is right. Earlier this year, Manatee County approved the rezoning request for the Wingate East mine. Thursday's public hearing was to hash out the details of Mosaic's permit to start operations. Unlikely to be turned down like a rezone request one night earlier in DeSoto County.
So it's the final step to begin mining the final section of the Wingate mine.
Some commissioners, like Charles Smith, tried to push Mosaic to meet a higher standard for this permit and appease residents.
If we can't get something done today where they get relief, I don't see us. I'm not going to approve it.
But he and others were warned by a county attorney that requiring Mosaic to buy out homeowners violates the company's constitutional rights.
That is not an appropriate way for us to use our role as a local government ruling on a permit.
Still, Mosaic signed letters of intent to discuss buying Mafera and Ramey out of those properties.
We have a long relationship with the folks in Winding Creek, and it's not uncommon for us to step in.
Some commissioners saw this as a bonus for residents and approved the 3 permits. But homeowners felt different, storming out of the chambers and for once refusing one last chance to speak with us. Now, that decision did take about 4 hours to make today for Manatee County commissioners. One commissioner did mention DeSoto, but we spoke with Mosaic spokeswoman Jackie Barron, and she told us that she did not believe that the DeSoto decision affected the conversation or the final outcome of this meeting in Manatee County today. Reporting live from downtown Bradenton, I'm Adam Cellini. Scott and Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, Adam, thank you. Now to new developments in a story we told you about yesterday. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies investigating an armed bank robbery at the BB&T Bank branch near the Target store on US 41 in South Venice. Witnesses say that robber showed a handgun while demanding cash before running off. He's described as white, between 40 and 50 years old. Well, many took to social media to comment on how similar the robber looks to the one who recently robbed banks in Cape Coral and Punta Gorda. He's also wearing the same sandals, apparently. The sheriff's office said the investigation is still ongoing, but they are looking into every and all possibilities.
Accused Seminole Heights killer Hal Donaldson III has been found competent to stand trial. 3 doctors made that decision after each evaluated Donaldson. He's accused of killing 4 people in Seminole Heights over a 5-week period last year. If he is found guilty during the trial, he could face the death penalty.
Florida's Stand Your Ground law is back in the spotlight after a shooting in Pinellas County. An unarmed man was killed, and police are failing to charge the man who fired the shot. But was it justified? Here's ABC 7's Alan Cohn with what's coming up at 7. Alan?
Scott, there's renewed debate over the controversial Stand Your Ground law after a man walked away with no charges after he shot and killed the father of 3 over a parking space in Clearwater. The Stand Your Ground law allows anyone to defend themselves if they believe their life is in danger. Some say the law targets those of color, and others say they believe some police are not interpreting the law correctly.
I mean, if a guy pushes you in a parking lot and he just pushes you to the ground, that shouldn't give you the right to pull a gun out and kill the guy because you did not reasonably believe that you were about to be killed.
We're going to hear more about how the Suncoast is reacting to this controversial law after the shooting tonight, coming up at 11. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Alan. Well, the U.S. Coast Guard is issuing a nationwide safety alert after 2 people were seriously hurt in 2 separate parasailing accidents. The Coast Guard says both incidents happened in Myrtle Beach over the last 2 months. Both passengers were hit by propellers while on parasailing boats. One person had to have both legs amputated. The other suffered a hip fracture. Both of those incidents are now under investigation. The safety alert was issued on Tuesday to bring awareness to passengers and companies that precautions need to be taken to avoid further incidents.
Researchers are reporting a spike in the number of sea turtle deaths in Florida waters plagued by a red tide bloom. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission has documented 287 sea turtle deaths in the Gulf along the southwest Florida coast since that toxic bloom started back in October. That's about double the average number of turtle deaths in those waters every year. FWC says turtles become sick and then die when their food gets contaminated by those red tide toxins. Sad.
I hate to hear that, especially with all those videos we've been seeing lately of the sea turtle hatchlings as they make their way into the water.
Exactly. Facing some more challenges this year. Let's get a check on our weather right now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Good afternoon, everyone. By the way, speaking of red tide, the research scientist who monitors Venice Beach reporting to me today, he had 2 million cells per liter, extremely high there off Venice, so it's not going away anytime soon. 88 degrees right now. We have lots of sunshine, and boy, it feels hot out there at 100 degrees. That's what the heat index is. The pressure actually rising a little bit. That's what's going to happen. This high pressure ridge that you see right here, which is normally there, is going to kind of move right over the top of us and build in, not the stationary front, but we will see that high pressure move on in. You can see a lot of rain to the north of us today, all that streaming off to the northeast, and we've had a few showers out here in the Gulf of Mexico this afternoon. They've been weakening as they push toward the shore. I still expect to see some activity later on this evening and overnight move in from the Gulf as a result of that trough of low pressure, which is nearby. Had some rain earlier near North Manatee, and we've had some showers in northwest Bradenton today, Palmetto, all the way up to near Parrish. That activity again pretty sparse considering what time of year it is. We are in the heat of those afternoon and evening storms typically, but there's been a trough of low pressure, an unusual trough over the southeast and the eastern third of the nation, which normally doesn't happen during summer, and that has really cooled things down across the plains, the northeast, and throughout the Great Lakes. 79 in Orlando, now 88 in Sarasota, and temperatures a bit warmer inland, 90 in Arcadia, 92 in Sebring. Temperatures near the coast with that west to southwest wind keeping temperatures right about where the water temperature is, 87 degrees right now. The water temperature of Venice, 87. You factor in that temperature with the humidity, and it's 98. That's what you're dealing with. The 99 in Northport, and the 100 in Punta Gorda, and 98 in Bradenton. So still hot out there, and no cooling showers around right now. So it's going to stay pretty warm right through the next several hours. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. The city of Sarasota putting out a request to help the homeless this morning, and in less than an hour, the community responded. The city's homeless outreach teams, also known as HOT, set a goal to gather 10 cases of water to offer to homeless people downtown. And in just 30 minutes, a Sarasota woman, Christine Goodall, offered to buy all 10. The city says its plan is to use those water bottles as an icebreaker to allow them to engage with the area's homeless population.
Our opportunity is on the street with the professional case managers, guiding that person to a service. That's the difference than handing somebody something and saying, I don't know where this is going to go or what you're going to do. If I gave you $3 today, that's not going to get you housing.
City says it no longer needs any water, but you can always donate additional food, clothes, or money to help the area's homeless. We put a link on our website that will connect you to the Homeless Response Coordinator.
The new dog park being built at Sarasota's Gillespie Park is almost complete. That park is located just north of Fruitville Road between the Rosemary District and US 301. City Parks and Rec landscape crews are installing trees and fencing. A shade pavilion has already been installed, as well as the irrigation and plumbing for the doggy and human water fountains. The city says it should open sometime in September.
I bet it'll get a lot of use too.
I'm sure it will.
Still to come in your Suncoast News.
Why women raised by working mothers are more likely to hold higher positions at work. Stay with us. We'll have that story when we come back.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
When you are home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately, whether in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
at home,
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
and on the go.
Help! I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-518-0221. That's 1-800-518-0221. Call now, 1-800-518-0221. For a free brochure, call 1-800-518-0221.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
If you're looking for the perfect trip that allows you to spend quality time with the family, then discover the great outdoors on an Alabama Black Belt adventure. Create unforgettable memories while hunting, canoeing, camping, and more. Or challenge yourself on Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, now celebrating 25 years. And while you're here, enjoy a Deep South dining experience. Book your adventure in one of our members' lodges or stay at the Renaissance Montgomery Hotel and Spa. Start planning an Alabama Black Belt adventure today.
Mom guilt is nothing new, whether you work full-time, stay at home, are a single parent, or maybe you're raising your kids with a partner. Mothers always wonder if they're making the right choices for their children. As Reed Binion reports, a new study may just put some of those worries to rest.
Long gone are the days where being a stay-at-home mom is the norm. More mothers are in the workforce than ever before. In fact, in 2015, more than 64% of mothers held jobs, according to the Center for American Progress. And new research suggests that being raised by a mom who works is a good thing. Researchers in the U.S. and the U.K. looked at data from more than 100,000 men and women across 29 countries to determine if there was a link between a mother's job status and their children's behavior as adults. The results told a positive story. Women who were raised by working mothers were not only more likely to be employed, but also more likely to hold supervisory positions in their jobs and make more money. And for men who grew up with mothers who worked, while their job status wasn't necessarily affected, they were found to spend an additional 50 minutes each week caring for their family members. The study also found that happiness levels as adults weren't affected whether mom had a career or stayed at home. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Well, are you putting on enough sunscreen? Based on a new study, sunscreen users are actually getting less than half the protection they think they're getting. That's because they are applying it more thinly than manufacturers recommend. Instead, findings show that sunscreen with an SPF of 50 applied in a typical way would at best provide only 40% of the expected protection. The way to get around this, though, is to use a higher SPF than you think you will need. Some good things to
Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Casey Key showing a nice beach day out there, and load up on the sunscreen. The UV factor will be high again tomorrow. We're expecting a few clouds and a few showers in the morning, but generally sunny skies throughout most of the day along the area beaches, and that will be the case too, I think, on Saturday, although we'll see a little bit better chance for some late day storms. Morning coastal showers are still possible. It's still in the forecast, but the rain chances are a little lower on Friday as a result of some drier air. And fewer storms are expected, as I mentioned, and it looks like back to those afternoon and evening thunderstorms, bringing that dangerous lightning back into play. You know, we've only had a few lightning strikes today, but when we see these afternoon storms come back, we're talking thousands of lightning strikes at times with some of the cells. Now, all that activity has been along the East Coast and throughout Central Florida as of late, and that is the case again today. There have been periods of isolated showers. There's one that just popped up southwest of Clearwater, and you can see not much going on here. We got a few showers in northeast Hardee County right now. The heavier activity had been to the north near Tampa. They're starting to get another storm popping up there, and looks like all that moving away from us, though, so no concerns at this point. And the live sweep of all the radars here in the state showing some heavier storms down near Miami. And the rainfall wasn't all that widespread today. We had a few brief showers and a few isolated thunderstorms. One right there by Lido earlier. A patch of rain moved into downtown Sarasota. Bradenton Parish saw a little bit of rainfall. Palmetto, Ellington, all the way down and out to Anna Maria Island, Northwest Bradenton getting a little bit of rainfall earlier today. Well, the Futurecast showing more showers possible popping up. Isolated scattered showers expected again through the late night into the early morning hours. This line of low pressure will eventually get out of here by late Friday, and then high pressure building back in. So the afternoon looks to be pretty quiet, just like we're seeing right now, but the morning showers and storms will still be around. Not as many, but there'll still be a few. And then by Saturday, you'll start to see those winds become more southerly in nature. And then with the west coast breeze developing in the afternoon, we'll get those storms firing up. A good chance inland too, and the outflow boundaries will create some storms later in the afternoon and evening for the west coast of Florida. Now the winds staying out of the southwest throughout the day on Friday. They'll get a little bit of an east-northeast by the time we get into, it looks like, Saturday morning. As far as temperatures go across the area, into the mid-80s right near the water, 85 at Holmes Beach, 89 in Rosedale, 88 Lakewood Ranch, I should say Laurel Oak, and 90 in Northport, Inglewood at 87. Currently, we do have sunshine and 88 degrees, and the humidity at 70%, making it feel like 100. The high today was 1 degree above average. The low this morning was really warm at 79, and 90 is our average high temperature. Nationally, a low pressure area spinning over Canada, and also the heavy rainfall that had been around the northeast is still there, and there's still a chance for more rainfall as this area of low pressure and trough move into that region. The flood watches are still out for parts of central Pennsylvania tonight, and then a high surf and high wind problems along the coastal locations. For us, that line of low pressure continues to hang right there across central Florida. Temperature is 76 in Boston now, cooler there, 80 in Buffalo. It's been kind of a cool week in the Great Lakes. Detroit at 82. 75 in Bismarck. That trough of low pressure, you can see the dividing line. The western states seeing the ridge. 107 in Phoenix, Las Vegas, 111 right now, and 91 in Atlanta, 83 in Jacksonville, 86 now into Miami. Well, the forecast for boaters tomorrow looks good. We'll start off a little bit breezy, a few showers you may have to dodge, and just a moderate chop out there. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, 30% chance for showers on Friday. The rain chance is bumping up into the 50 to 60% range all the way through next week, with a return to those afternoon and evening storms that bring that dangerous lightning and at times some heavy rainfall. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. Time now to check your first alert traffic for the drive home. Some backups on US 301 in Sarasota and the northbound lanes. That's between US 41 and Fruitville Road. Scott?
Jacqueline, in consumer news, Southwest Airlines said a mid-air incident in April that caused a passenger's death has cost the airline $100 million worth of business. Debris from a failed engine blew out a window on the jet, nearly sucking passenger Jennifer Riordan out of the plane. Other passengers pulled her back inside, but she died from her injuries at a hospital later following an emergency landing. The company pulled advertising following the incident and has said it was bracing for an impact on bookings.
Following a trend of environmental consciousness, Disney is now joining the cause in banning plastic straws and stirrers at its parks, hotels, and cruise ships. That elimination amounts to a reduction of more than 175 million straws and 13 million stirrers each year. They join companies like Starbucks and competitor SeaWorld Entertainment, which announced their change at all 12 of its theme parks back in June. That change will go into effect by mid-2019.
Soon you may be able to catch a self-driving car to Walmart. Today, the company that owns Google's self-driving car concept, Waymo, announcing it's teaming up with 5 companies, one of which includes Walmart. Together, the two will offer a pilot program to pick up customers and then drive them to and from stores to pick up their groceries. And while for now the service is only available in the Phoenix area, Waymo says it plans to expand that service to more cities in the future.
That could come in handy for people who may be living on their own or can't drive. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, stay with us. Entertainment news is coming up next.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
A policeman stopped.
Yeah, it was the lady parked next to me.
I called my wife.
My dad got up in the middle of the night.
My neighbor helped me out.
I called a tow truck.
Anyone can jumpstart your car, but for free installation and $10 off Duracell Ultra car batteries, there's no one like Batteries Plus bulbs.
I'll install it myself.
I'd like you to do it.
Visit batteriesplus.com for a store near you.
How do you open tough jar lids? Do you try this one? Or this one? Or how about this one?
Honey?
This is the future. Shouldn't there be a robot for this by now? There is. Introducing RoboTwist, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids. Just set it down, press the button, and watch it work. First, the RoboStrong vise locks down tight. Then the powerful twisting action unscrews the lid. RoboTwist is yours for the special introductory price of just $19.99. That's right, the robotic jar opener that easily twists off even the toughest lids, all for just $19.99. Whether the jar is big or small, RoboTwist can open them all. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Here's how to get yours today.
Call 1-800-347-1073. That's 1-800-347-1073. Or order online at buyrobotwist.com.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Every week on Animal Outtakes, it's a new animal adventure. It's a part of traditional Chinese veterinary medicine, how pets benefit from acupuncture and chiropractic care. And
there are several animals that rely on fire.
These fires are set on purpose, how a prescribed burn can actually help Florida's ecosystem. Join us this week on ABC 7.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
The hashtag Pray for Demi has been trending as celebrities and fans shower their love and support on Demi Lovato. The singer is currently recovering from a suspected drug overdose. Lovato was found unconscious at her home Tuesday and was taken then to the hospital.
Chronic illness, it's marked by relapses. This happens, there's nothing wrong with this, and she'll get better. She will get well again.
It's been reported that Lovato is stable now after she was treated with Narcan in the hospital. UFC fighter Conor McGregor has pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct in a deal with prosecutors to avoid jail time. McGregor had faced multiple criminal charges from an altercation in April with other fighters. As part of his deal, he's required to undergo anger management treatment, and he'll also have to complete 5 days of community service, and in exchange will be cleared of those criminal charges.
Well, from dresses to spacesuits, mopeds to dolls, and of course those platform boots, a new Spice Girls exhibit is preparing to open in London this weekend. The exhibit Spice Up London launches on Saturday, stuffed full of iconic items from the 90s girl group's colorful history. The Spice Girls were a 90s phenomenon with hits including Wannabe. They split in 2000 and last reunited at the 2012 London Olympics. You know, I've been wanting to go to London, and now even more so.
Now you have an even more reason.
Exactly.
We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running, and right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
You know, fortunately, this was my first job out of college, so I was able to come back home and work in my hometown. I wore 2 hats. I was sports director and I was a news anchor. I did that for a few years and then decided to go full-time into news. Well, I love our team here at ABC7. We have a great mix, and it really is a great mix of personalities, of experience that meshes really well into a really strong team. I'm Scott Dennis, and I'm here for you.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com.